Hi everybody, this is Rosie Sharon, and I had to ignore this person whom I do not wish to speak to, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, this is another book by V.C. Andrews. Actually, it's by her children, because V.C. is no longer with us. It's called Echoes in the Walls. It's about the Davenport family, and I'm gonna keep ignoring that. But it's about family that has tons of secrets concerning both of their daughters, Fern and Stephanie. And of course, Ryder is also involved, and there are quite a few secrets revolving him as well. And it's just this story of a terribly dysfunctional family, even though they are affluent, and you think that they have it all together when they actually don't. And you feel for Fern in the beginning because Stephanie is seen as the golden child, and then later she gets her comeuppance, and then you think, that's what you deserve because she was kind of a bitch. I mean, no offense. But the tale is actually very intriguing, and there's a lot of suspense and rather interesting psychological insight, I think, because Andrews really does a really good job at this, and she's done this, and her children are following her footsteps incredibly well. And of course, it has a lot of ties to, it has one mention of Keats, and it has one mention of Shakespeare and Our Town. And I thought, this is the second time that Our Town is actually coming to the forefront in a book that I've read, which I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but I remember having read it when I was in high school. The first time I encountered reading it, I was actually reading of it in a second book, which was On the Mountain of the Lord. And this is the third time I've come across Our Town, and I don't know if the Lord is trying to make some kind of synchronicity notice to me. I know the universe speaks in very interesting and unusual ways. So I'm kind of curious as to why Our Town would have popped out again to me. And I mean, there's no such thing as coincidence. I really don't know what else to say, other than it's an exceptionally well-written book. And if you're a fan of V.C. Andrews' past work, you'll like this just as much. And it's full of intrigue and suspense, and there are times you just want to slap the father, and the mother for that matter, and you just think, you're terrible, horrible, atrocious people. How could you do this to your own family? And it's similar to other stories that Andrews has written about dysfunctional families, and I think that's what makes it so interesting, because in some aspect, I think all families have some kind of dysfunction. I know mine did, because they were overprotective. They did extremely well. I'm very well rounded, but they were heavily overprotective and very much helicopter parents. And I became a caretaker, and I became more of avoidant, and I don't want to rock the boat too much because I knew that they were suffering and I just wanted to make them happy. But I realized that you can't do that in other relationships because it's disastrous. You can see a lot of personality types in this as well, which makes it all the more relatable. And it's sadly very short, and it ends on a happy note, I think. especially for Fern, and you feel so happy for Fern at the end, even though you think, well, it's only just beginning for her, but definitely matters are rosier than they were when you began. That's all I have to say. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie.